Hello everyone. If you are new to our channel, hit subscribe. Your subscription will motivate me to produce more video in better quality. So this is our scenario which is posted by one of our subscriber. We need to capture the file name and the date if the file is missing. And we need to email to the relevant team only on Sundays along with the file name, like these are the files we are missing for past 1 week. So what are the components we may need? We may need to log the missing file name and the date somewhere, right? So for that I'm going with SQL, and we need to send email, right? So for that I'm going to use Azure Logic Apps, and rest of the logic is going to be in Azure Data Factory. Let's see how we can do this. This video is completely for practicing, so for that purpose I'm just making the scenario a bit complex. Like we need to do this on a single pipeline. We shouldn't have a separate pipeline for sending out the email, so all the logic needs to be on the same pipeline. First let me explain the SQL setup. I have created one table. The table name is missing files list, and it has 3 columns: ID, file name, and then log. ID is the identity column where it starts from serial number 1 and it will keep on incrementing by 1. So this is like 1 2 3 4 5 6. So likewise ID will be there, and followed by the file name which is getting missed, and the log date, so when it got logged. So these 3 entries we need to make in this particular table. So in order to insert values in this table, I have created one store proc. So this store proc will be executing from Azure Data Factory. So let me show the store proc. So this is the store proc where we are accepting file name as parameter, and here I'm just simply inserting into missing files list table. And here if you see, I didn't specify ID because that is automatically it will get inserted, and the file name followed by log date. So I'm here inserting these two values. And what are these values? The file name, whatever we are getting from the parameter, I'll be putting up over here, and whatever the UTC date right now. So this value will get logged over here. Now let me show you the storage account where we'll be expecting the file. So this is the storage account. Under that, in inbound we'll be expecting a file with this format, with year, month, and then date, followed by the file format. So CSV file will be expecting in this particular folder. So now as a first step, in our Azure Data Factory we need to create a linked service to this particular storage account as well as the SQL server, which I have already completed in order to save the time. I have created the linked service for the storage account as well as for the SQL server over here. Now let's create a dataset for the storage account. Just click on the author icon, click on the 3 dot and select new dataset and look for data lake. So this is the one. Just click on continue, and we'll be expecting CSV. Just select this. So let me name the dataset, and from the linked service drop down I'm selecting the linked service which I have already created, and I'm going to select the file path here. So let me select this inbound. I'm not going to select the file because we are going to get that dynamically. Just click on OK. Now we need to parameterize this file name because this file name will be the current date. So let me go to parameters, just click on parameter, file name. So this is the parameter name. Leave the type as string. Let me come over here, and under this just click on add dynamic content and select the parameter which we have created and click on OK. This value we will supply from the pipeline itself. Now let's proceed to create a new pipeline. Just click on the 3 dot and click on new pipeline. Let me provide a name to my pipeline. Now as a first step, what we are going to do is we are going to check if file exists in this particular path or not. So that is what our first task is. So in order to do it, just go under general and select get metadata. Under get metadata, go to settings, and from the drop down select the dataset which we have created for the particular storage account. Just select it. As we know, we have already parameterized the file name and we need to supply the value from here. Let me minimize the unwanted tabs. Yeah. So file name, what is going to be our file name? It is going to have the current date followed by .csv format, right? So I need to do it, just select add dynamic content and just type at UTC now. So this will return UTC now, meaning like current date along with timestamp as well, but all we need is the date part alone, right? In year followed by month and followed by date. Along with this, so this will return the date part, and we need the CSV format as well, right? So not to do it, just copy it. Let me open Notepad. I need to open CSV. So in order to do it, look for concat. So this will open a number of strings. So just select this. Now come back here, copy everything and ignore at part alone. We need just at the beginning, that is enough. Comma, just put CSV in single quotes, .csv, and we should be good. And the next part is the field list. We need to provide the field list, meaning like what this get a meta needs to do. Just click on new, and from the drop down we are going to check if this particular file exists or not, right, with the current date stamp. So just select exist. So let me publish and run. Let me run it. It got completed, and if you see the output, you could find file exist is false because that file with current date is not doesn't exist. So if you see here, this is 4th of April. We don't have such file in our input container. So now just close this. So now we need to add a condition. If the file exists, do this process. If the file doesn't exist, we need to log it to SQL database, right? So in order to do it, just go to iteration and conditions, and if condition, we need if condition, just drag and drop, and in case if get metadata succeed, just proceed to if condition. So what we are going to check in if condition, just select this, and we need to provide expression. Just click on add dynamic content, and here select get metadata exist, which mean based upon whether file exists or not, just go to true or false. That is what we have specified here. Let's say for example, if file exists, maybe you can do some copy activity or do whatever you want under true condition. But for this current scenario, we are concentrating on false scenario, where if file doesn't exist, we need to send an email, right? So let's concentrate on that. Just click on the pencil icon to edit it, and here first step, we need to log into SQL, right? So in order to do it, we have already created a store procedure which will log the file name, right? So all we need to do is we need to pass the file name. It will log along with the current date stamp. So I need to do it, just go here and look for store procedure under here, just select it and navigate to settings, select the linked service connection for the SQL server, and it will automatically show the store procedure available inside the database. So these are the various store proc which I have, and this is the store proc which we have created for this particular scenario. Just select this, and after that we have parameter, right? So in order to import it, just click on import, and this will automatically read the store procedure and it will list out the parameters. So this is our file name. So what we need to supply here is the current date stamp, right, which we have already provided in get metadata. So I'm going to utilize the same. Let me copy this. This is the same format. Edit it, add dynamic content, and that's it. Now let's validate the flow which we have created so far. Let me go to the pipeline back and let me run it. It got succeeded, and if you see under if condition, it just went too fast since we don't have a file over there. Now let's cross verify in our table as well. So if you see here, ID got created. I have already deleted some entries, that is why it is starting from 20, and file name followed by when it got logged. So likewise we have entry over here. So let me run one more time so that we have multiple entries over here. I just ran thrice and 3 entries were in. I will let you know why I have created these extra entries. We'll see it later. Now let's proceed to our pipeline. So every day this file name, if it is not there, we will get logged. And what is our scenario? We may need to email that relevant team only on Sunday, like these many files were missing for past 1 week. So that is what we want to do. So once this task got completed, let's say for example whether if file exists or not, we need to check if it is Sunday, and we need to email what are the files got missed over past week. So it doesn't matter for the current day whether file exists or not. So in order to do it, we need to add one more if condition. Just on success, just drag and drop you over here, and we need to set the condition. So what is the condition? If it is on Sunday. So in order to do it, so first we need to get current date, right? So at UTC now, this will return the current date, and if you want to convert to some other time zone, you can use convert function. Now just cut this, I'll have it here. For the current date, what is the day of the week we need to find, right? Whether it's Sunday or Monday. So in order to do it, at day of week, you can either type like this, or you can go to functions and you can go under date function, and you can find here day of the week, return day of the week for the current timestamp. So this is what we want to do, and just use UTC now. So this will return, let's say for example if it is Sunday, it will return 0, and Monday it will return value 1. Likewise for Saturday it will return 6, Sunday to Saturday. So this is what it will return. Now we are in if condition, right? So let's copy this and put it. We need to say if it is Sunday, right? So in that case, if this particular value equals to 0, then which means it is Sunday, right? It start from 0 and it will go 1 2 3 something like that. So in order to do it, just type equals. So here we will be specifying the day of the week, and here we will be specifying 0. If you want to send email on Monday, just put 1 over here, that's it, instead of 0. Now we are good, just click on OK. If it is Sunday, it will enter here, and here what we need to do is we need to read our SQL table, and we need to get whatever the entries we have for the past 1 week, right? So first of all, here I have made 3 entries. Let me edit these entries. Now I have created a update script where I'm just changing the existing value, because we want to test it, right, whether it is sending exactly for past 1 week of data or not. So I just added the data. I'll be providing the scripts whatever we have in our Telegram channel as well. So every table, store procedure, every scripts I will be providing to the Telegram channel. So let me execute this. Now let's see. So here if you see, the current date is 7th, and we need to send an email of missing files from Monday to current date, because last week run might have pulled up the data from 25 to 31, and this current run should pick up the data from 1st to 7th. So this is what we should pick up. So if you see here, I have made one entry for 31st as well, which we need to ignore, and I have made one entry for 1st of April and 7th of April. So these two records are supposed to get pulled up. So in order to do it, let me create a script for it. So if you execute this, it will pull up only 2 entries, and here I have given only file name. So if you give star, it will pull along with log date, but all we need is just the file name. Here if you see log date, with the log date we are just pulling up the past 7 days of data, which starts from 1 till 7, and get date will provide the current date. So now let me copy this, and here simply add a script, and from the drop down select the SQL server, and I'm just simply providing this. So this will provide the files which got missed for the past 1 week. So how we are going to send an email with the help of logic apps, right? So in order to do it, I have created one logic app. So if you don't know how to create a logic app, I have already a playlist for it. So just watch those videos. So if you have no idea about logic apps, now just click on add a trigger. So what we are going to do is, whatever the data we are getting from the scripts, we are going to call our logic app, and our logic app need to read the data whatever we are sending from here, and it need to send out an email. So for that, all we need is a request trigger. So type request, just click on see more. So if you see here, whenever HTTP request is received, so this is what we need. Just select trigger, and if you see here, the URL will be generated after we save our logic app. That URL will be providing in our Azure Data Factory to call this logic app, and we are going to send some data as well. So first of all, let me save this, and let me copy this URL. So this is our HTTP post URL. So with this URL, we are going to call this logic app, and we are going to trigger. Along with this, we are going to send this particular data, whatever we are getting from this, right? We are going to send this as well. So how to do it? So just select web, and just drag this, and under settings, we need to provide the URL. So this is the URL, and which method? Post method, because we are going to send some contents as well, right? So in order to do it, just select post. Yeah. So now we have provided the method, and in the post means we need to send some content as well, right? So just click on add dynamic content. So what we are going to send from the script one, right? So whatever we are getting from the output of the script, we are going to send. So let me select this and click on OK. Now let's publish and run it. It got completed. Now let's see, since the day of the week is Sunday, it went into if condition, and it executed the web activity as well, which means our logic app might have got triggered. So go to overview of logic app, and you should see entry. So this is the one. Just click on this, and if you see here, we got this. Let me copy and show in notepad. See, we got those entries. So whatever we are sending from the script task, right? Script task to web activity. So everything we are getting it, right? So now I guess we are done with the part from ADF. Now let's jump to logic app. Let me go to logic app, designer. Just select this again, and this is the data which we got from the post request, right? Let me copy this. So this is our payload, and here if you see, use sample payload to generate the schema. So let me paste it over here and click done. So this will read whatever the output we are getting, and it will generate a schema as well. So let it be here. We are good. Now let me create a variable so that we will frame the email content, right? So in order to frame the email content, let me create one variable. Just click on see more, and select initialize a variable. Let me name this, and type is going to be string. So if you see the output, we are getting this particular file name under arrays, right? So under row array, we are having this. So this is an array, which means multiple items are there. This is a square bracket, which means this is an array, and we are having this file name. All we need to do is we need to read the value for this particular file name. This is the key, and this is the value. So we need to read the value of this, and we need to frame a string which contain this value alone. So if we send this complete content in the email, it won't look good, right? So that is why we just need to read the particular file name value alone, and we need to frame the string. So that is what we are going to do. So in order to do it, it's so simple. Let me minimize this. Just click on add action and look for variables, append to a string variable, because there are multiple values over here and these are under an array. I know that logic app will automatically create for each loop. So for each of the rows under this, we need to read this value of the file name. So in order to do it, just select append to a string variable, and as of now, if you see, there is no for each loop. Just select the email content and just click on enter data from previous step. Just select this, and under here from the output, all we need is this file name. So just select the file name. So logic app will automatically create a for each loop. There are two for each loop. So why two for each loop came up? So in the complete output, if you see, this is an array, and here we have one more array. So logic app will need to iterate under this and it needs to pick up this. So that is why it automatically created two for each. And if you just keep a mouse over, it will see item the file name. So this is what we'll be getting. And just remember, we need to make some minor changes in this. We will come back to this part later. Now let's concentrate on sending an email. So it will keep on appending the file name, and once it exits the loop, we need to send out an email. So add action, I'm looking for Outlook connector. So see more, and here this is the task which we need. Just select this. We need to sign in with our Outlook, provide the permissions. So once you sign in, we need to provide the to which email we are going to send. So which email ID. So let me type an email ID and let me provide the subject, and what is the body of it, whatever we are getting from the string, right? So let me select this variable email content. So this is the one, and we are good as of now. Let's test the complete flow and we'll make further changes later. I'm going to run ADF in order to test from end to end. It got completed. Now let me check in the email. This is the email. We got the email with file names, but the format doesn't seem looking good, right? So let's make some minor changes so that file name will be on separate next line. Okay, now let me go to logic app. Just click on this. Let me copy this to notepad. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use concat operation first. So just click on ffx and concat. Here I'm going to add single line break and followed by our file name. Just ignore this at part and all, just copy this part alone, and let me paste over here. Select all, cut. Let me close this. I will directly paste it over here, and this is the format. Now let's save and test the flow one more time. It got completed. Now let's check the email. So everything seems to be proper. So now I'll be providing the scripts for the table, store procedure, and what are the update statement which you have used, and the ARM template of this particular Azure Data Factory as well in our Telegram channel. So don't forget to follow our Telegram channel and WhatsApp channel as well. And see you on next video. Thank you. Bye bye.